Monday. Welcome to MINDSHiFT Monday. Hey, y'all, failure doesn't ruin people. Meaning ruins people. What you decide about failure says whether you're growing or you're disappearing. Welcome to MINDSHiFT Monday. I'm your man, your friend, your buddy, Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. Yes, today we're reframing failure because most people don't fail out of life. They interpret themselves out of possibility. Yeah. Yes, we are streaming live. We are live on IG. We're on Instagram. We're on LinkedIn. We're on YouTube. We're on Substack. We're on Facebook. We're moving to less channels soon. But we're so glad that you're here this morning. If you want to know when we're live, text live to 240-557-8679. Yes. And after the show, join us for the after show. Go to MINDShiftMonday.com/Zoom so that you can hang out with us. Yeah. Guess what, y'all? Be on the lookout for our new community launching soon, the Amplified Voice HQ. Weekly learning, challenges, events, and support around how to use your voice to create influence and income, even in your business. And lastly, we have a session coming up soon called Why Smart Pros. Oops, that is the wrong button, people. Why Smart Pros get ignored in meetings and what actually gets people to listen, coming up on February 25th. You can click the QR code, or you can snap the QR code and then click it later on, or you can just go to kineticworkshops.com/smart pros. kineticworkshops.com/smart pros. Let's jump into it. Who are my people in the space, in the place, looking at my face? C. Marie B. I see ya. TL Speaks. What's going on, my friend? Who else do we have? Judith Schneidman. I'm so glad that you're here. Yvette Hebron. So glad that you're here on Instagram. Kay Bryson Watkins. I am so glad that you are here. We got some people in the space, in the place, looking at my face. Yeah. All right, y'all. Well, listen, it's time to get started with the show. Failure is neutral. It's not a verdict. It's not a label. It is a moment, and moments only become permanent when we narrate them that way. Let's do it. Come on, jump in. Happy Monday. I don't know if you're grooving with me. Come on. Oh, yeah. Come on. Get your shoulders moving this morning. Yeah, come on. Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to the show, MINDSHiFT Monday. My office professionals, what's going on? So glad that you are here this morning. Who else do we have? All right, Kendra Q. Dodd. I'm so glad that you are here this morning. Yeah. What's going on with my Instagram and my chat this morning? The chat's not coming through, but that's all right. We'll get that working later on. Be honest. Our question for the morning. Let's be honest. When something doesn't work, do you ask what happened? Or do you ask, what does this say about me? Come on, be honest, really quickly. When something doesn't work, do you ask what happened? Or do you ask, what does it say about me? Some of you are probably thinking really hard right now about this, and you're like, oh my gosh, what on earth does Robert even mean? Or what is he talking about? What is he talking about? What's happening here? What's happening here? Well, I gotta share with you that the answer to this question shares a lot. Let's jump right into the truth here. In many cases, we identify failure as an us thing. We make it about our identity, right? And this is why we tend to hide from failure. This is why we tend to hide it and not talk about it, right? Teresa says, I ask what I can learn. Yeah, a lot of us don't do that. Maybe we get to that place, But for a lot of our lives, we're not asking what we can learn. We're making it about us. And when I say we're making it about us, we're making it about our identity. I remember entering college and starting a biology pre-med degree. Yeah, Judy's saying, what does it say about me? Yeah, right. I remember starting college and starting a biology pre-med degree. Now, I was a smart student. In elementary school, in high school, I was a smart kid. I really didn't have to study that hard. I really didn't have to work that hard. I could sit in the classroom and look at what the teacher said or look at what the teacher wrote on the board. And that's how I would get information, or that's how I would study. And I did this all through elementary school and into high school. And then I did that when I started college. But then I ran into organic chemistry. I ran into organic chemistry. It was the first time in my life I remember running into a subject that I just couldn't put my mind around. I mean, I saw the letters on the page and I saw the words that were there and they were understandable. But for some reason, it was the first time that my mind couldn't put it together in an easy to assemble format. And I struggled. I struggled all year. The entire year, I struggled, but I couldn't tell anyone because my identity was smart kid. My identity was smart kid. I had become used to that, and that was what everyone seemingly thought about me, the smart kid. And so that first semester of my college, sophomore year, actually, second year of college, I struggled. I struggled with this organic chemistry. I struggled with it. And I got, drum roll, please. I got a C minus. Yikes, right? Smart kid, C minus. Doesn't align, doesn't match up. Doesn't match up. And so I struggled through that first semester and I ended up with a C minus. Can you guess what happened during the second semester? Unbelievably, the second semester got harder. And I struggled even more. And the more I struggled, the more I felt like a fraud. The more I felt like, oh my gosh, something's wrong with me. Why can't I get this? I'm the smart kid. I'm the kid that didn't have to study that much. I'm the kid that just got it. I'm the kid that the more I struggled, the more I felt like a fraud, the more I felt like something was wrong with me, the more I felt like my identity was undeserved. Maybe they got it wrong about me. Maybe I'm not the smart kid. Maybe I just have been getting lucky breaks all along. Maybe this is the time where the true me is revealed. Maybe now everybody's see. I'm creating all these stories in my brain. I'm creating all this stuff about me, right? The more I struggle, the more I hide. The more I struggle, the more I shield it. The more my parents call and say, hey, how's it going? I'm like, oh, it's going okay. Yeah, I'm struggling. And then the unthinkable happened. I failed the second semester of organic chemistry. Yeah, I failed. Oh my gosh. This market, I failed. So I take a summer course, and over the course of the summer, I get a C plus for the second semester retake. But the damage to my identity had already been done. And for years, I couldn't share that I didn't pass a class. Whenever the subject came up, I came up with something good to distract from it, right? I couldn't say that I got an F in the class. It was my grade wasn't where I needed it to be to get into med school. That's why I did the summer class, or the professor this. And for years, failing organic chemistry was something heavy that I hid because it was counter to my identity. Oh my gosh. I mean, there were other people in the class that failed. Listen, I wasn't the only one that failed. There were other people that failed. And they were like, dude, I flunked. And they laughed. I couldn't laugh. My laugh was like, he. I couldn't laugh. And I couldn't tell them. Right? There were others in the class who made this thing seem like a breeze. I won't say any names for fear that my college mates are watching. But there were some kids that they just made it seem like a breeze, like it was easy, organic chemistry. But I could not admit that I got an F in that class. Why? Why couldn't I admit this? I mean, let's revisit this book, Mindset, by Carol Dweck. We've been talking about mindset this month of February. So Carol Dweck wrote this book called Mindset, and she uncovered something critical in this book. And she talks about two mindsets, fixed mindset and growth mindset. And in the fixed mindset, it says that failure is a threat to your identity, right? Your identity, who people think you are, who you think you are, failure threatens that, right? And then it says when you make mistakes, if you make mistakes, fixed mindset says that you can get exposed. Mistakes lead to people pointing at you. Mistakes lead to people saying, aha, you're a fraud, you're not real. Mistakes uncover you. That's what a fixed mindset says. Let's jump back in. A fixed mindset says that your effort is the evidence. Okay? If I'm not trying, if I'm failing, it must be because I'm not trying hard enough. If I'm failing, I'm not working hard enough, or I'm not gifted. I don't have talent in that area. That's what a fixed mindset says. A fixed mindset says that, oh my gosh, I'm being rejected. I'm being rejected. If I failed, it means rejection. But the other side is the growth mindset says that failure is not a threat to your identity. In fact, failure is information. Failure is information. Failure says, okay, this didn't work. Okay. And the growth mindset says, okay, let's start looking for what would work. A growth mindset says that, okay, mistakes. Okay, we made a mistake. What is it that we can learn from this? That's instructions. A growth mindset says, okay, if I'm failing, it means that my effort is being developed. I'm learning what works and what doesn't, and how I should do this. And with a growth mindset, if there's failure, that is an advantage. It means it's a foundation. It's something that I can stand on for the next time. Right? Carol Dweck says that failure is information. We label it failure, but it's like, this didn't work. And this reframe, this is what I want you to get this morning. This reframe, it changes everything. Failure isn't personal until you make it that way. Let me look at some of the comments for a moment here. My buddy Garen, what's going on, dude? Very good book. Yes, Mindset's a really good book. Dr. Lorenda says, my last class of cost accounting, I failed, dropped out. Yeah. Teresa says, I love this, Teresa. With a growth mindset, You can even learn from other people's failures. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Failure isn't personal until you make it that way. Let me say it this way, and this is going to shift some of you, right? When I say it this way, when I say how I'm going to say it now, some of you are going to be freed from your sins, and some others are going to have their eyes opened. Here's the thing. People don't fear failing. They fear what failing might mean about them. I'll say that one more time. I want to free some people from their sins. We don't fear failing. Instead, we often fear what failing might mean about us. And because we feel that way, instead of asking, what can I learn? We ask, should I stop? Should I quit? Was I wrong about myself? Did I misjudge my ability? Right? We go back to Carol Dweck, and she would say that's fixed mindset, trying to protect identity instead of expanding your capacity. Two people fail the same exam. Two people fail the same or mess up the same pitch or the same project. Person A, I'm not good at this. Person B, I'm not good at this yet. Or they might be asking, what does this detour tell me? Right? Same failure, different future. Same failure, different future. What was it telling me? What was it telling me? In my case, organic chemistry, failing that was telling me that med school was not my path. And the truth is, I never really wanted to go to med school. It was something that sounded good. It was something that sounded good, but I had taken career inventory exams in high school, and the career inventory exams said that my career that aligned with my gifts and interests was something either in communication or in electrical engineering. What did that mean? Yeah, it meant somehow that Robert valued communication, had some gifts in communication, and was also framework and structure oriented. And so I went to college and did biology. Right? In case you didn't know, my future was in something communication related. Yeah. So that's what failure was telling me. Failure was telling me, dude, you are in the wrong spot. You are out of alignment. You are not in operation or in alignment with your gifts. Is that telling it? Is that the message for everyone? No, that's not the message for every single person. That's not what failure tells every single person. The point here is, are you looking for what failure is telling you instead of taking it on as your identity or a breaking of your identity? Yeah. Carol Dweck's research, she talks about how failure predicts some level of success, and it's the how it predicts it is how people explain it to themselves. The moment that failure defines you, growth leaves the room, right? So if you're thinking about old beliefs, we talk about MINDSHiFT Monday. We had an old belief and we want to shift that to something new. So your old belief may be that failure means I got to stop this. Failure means that this is identifying me and I've got to hide this. That's your old belief. Here's the new one. Whoop. New belief. Failure means adjusting, pivoting, turning, looking forward, learning lessons. See, failure exposes what to work on, not what you should abandon. And in my case, yes, I abandoned the solo pursuit of med school. I finished my biology degree, and I ended up teaching biology for 8 years, biology and physics and physical science. I taught. Here's what happened. Teaching became a foundation for allowing me to be able to stand in front of people and speak without constantly judging myself. Part of the journey. So let's jump. Ooh, we are running up on time here. Let's jump into, you know how we like to have some actions for transformation. So what are you working on? Let me jump and check some of these comments really quickly. So Dr. Lorenda said that high school said accounting was my niche. I like the paper and putting the numbers straight. TL Speaks says we must have insight before interpretation, because if we don't, it can lead to the wrong action. Yeah, I see that. Perfect. All right. Dr. Lorenda says failure means exploring. Teresa says make failure mean something so that it's not wasted. Yeah. Dr. Lorenda says, wow, you were a speaker and a teacher. Yes. And Teresa says, yes, past failures are a gold mine of information that you can visit at any time. Yeah, absolutely. All of that. All right. So let's jump to our list today. So what are our actions for transformation? Action number one is separate the event from identity. Instead of I failed, say this attempt failed, because it's not about you. I didn't fail. I am not a failure. This attempt at this particular thing didn't work. It failed. It didn't go where we wanted it to. You see, one is data and one shuts down possibility. The more that we repeat words that shut down possibility is the more that we intrinsically tie it to our identity. The more that we do that, the harder it becomes to unwrap it, extricate it, take it away. So we want to say this attempt failed. That's outside of my identity. That's outside of me. Okay, so separate the event from your identity. That's number one. Number two, come on, y'all, write this down. Write some notes. We in school. We're a class. I'm teaching. I'm a teacher. Number two, ask growth questions. Ask growth questions. After a setback, ask, what is this teaching me about my process? What is this teaching me about my process? Not my worth, but my process. What is this teaching me about the steps that I'm taking at this point? Not whether or not I'm worth it, or whether or not I am smart enough or brilliant enough or enough of anything. What is it teaching me about my process? Because growth mindset makes mistakes. Fixed mindset buries them. Fixed mindset, we don't want anybody to find out about them. We want to hide them. We want to keep up with the Joneses. We want to keep looking smart. That's a fixed mindset. A growth mindset, oh, okay, that happened. What do we need to do next? Number three, and because I said, what do we need to do next? Number three is normalize iteration. Normalize iteration. Remind yourself that this was just one rep, not a verdict. This was just one repetition, not a representation. Normalize iteration, especially in the beginning when you're just trying something, when you're learning something, when you're experiencing something for the first time. This was one rep. This was the first step in an iterative process. If failure's been shaping how you see yourself instead of how you grow, I want you to join me in the after show, y'all. Come on. We're gonna walk through and reframe or revisit this together. So make sure that you head on over to mindshiftmonday.com/Zoom. We'll be there in about 3.5 minutes. We'll be there in about 3.5 minutes. Guess what, y'all? Failure doesn't end the journeys. Interpretation does. Failure doesn't end the journeys. Interpretation does. Listen, if you are in the corporate space, make sure that you join me for why smart professionals get ignored in meetings and what actually gets people to listen. Head on over to kineticworkshops.com/smartpros. kineticworkshops.com/smartpros. You can click on that register or capture that QR code and get registered for that session. February 25th, I believe the time is 3 p.m. We'll be on Zoom, so come on in. If you are not there, get your people to be there. Get your boss to be there. Yeah, all right? Why smart professionals are getting ignored in meetings and what actually gets people to listen. Yeah, we're going to be doing it. We're going to be doing it. Hey, y'all, as you move through this week, I want you to pay attention to the stories that you're telling yourself. Pay attention to when things don't go as planned, what message comes to your brain. Because failure isn't asking you to quit, it's asking you to learn. Don't decide too early who you are based on one moment. Keep shifting your mindset so that you can keep your future open. As we say, change your story, change your life, change your future. Peace, family. Come on. Join us in the room. 60 seconds. Go to MindShiftMonday.com/Zoom. Yeah. I'll see you on the other side. Boom. Happy Monday. Camille Rhodes, good to see you. Yvette Hebron, yes, thank you so much for joining us this morning. My office professionals, yes. Dr. Lorenda, so glad that y'all are here. See y'all on the other side. Peace.